Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and today is going to be range day. These are the weapons we're going to be taking to the range. Now, you've seen a few of them before, but we're going to do things a little differently. So we've got the PPQ, P99, the new G2C, and my PK380. So, generally, when I carry my duty weapon, my P99, I actually have it loaded with the Remington plus P ammunition. 9mm plus P. I carry my PPQ when I'm off duty, and I carry that with the Hornady. Here's the box right there. The American Gunner standard pressure hollow point, and then of course for target shooting we use ye old Winchester white box. So, what I'm planning on doing this time is for the G2C, since we just got it. And Katie needs to decide if she wants to carry standard pressure, hollow points, or the plus P rounds in this thing as her self-defense. The magazines hold 12, so I'm going to load the first 4 rounds with the Remington plus P. The next 4 rounds are going to be the Hornady, standard pressure, and then the first 4 rounds that are fired out of it will be the Winchester white box. So she's going to run a mag, 4 regulars, 4 hollow point standard pressure, 4 hollow point high pressure. Then I'm going to do the same thing, so each of us is going to get a shot out of this gun. And we're going to do the same thing for these 2 guns, because I've fired the plus Ps out of this, but it's been so long since I have, and I've just been regularly target shooting with it lately. I think it's a good idea to go ahead and re-familiarize myself with that. And I've actually never fired the plus P rounds out of the PPQ, so for all I know, I might like the plus P rounds better, and the recoil might be manageable, and I might just go ahead and unload the Hornadies and load it up with Remingtons. I don't know. So that's what we're going to do here. So same concept. I'm just going to load the mags up, 12 in each of these, and then we'll do the same thing. 4 regulars, 4 standard pressure hollow point, 4 high pressure hollow point. Boom, do the same thing with that. And I work tomorrow, so I'll have to clean that one tonight for sure. But since we're not firing, I don't plan on firing that many rounds out of it. I'm only going to fire, the 24 rounds. My 12 and then Katie's 12. And then this one, if I decide to shoot a bunch more 9s, then I'll go ahead and shoot it up. But what we're mainly focused on is going to be this redemption run. So I got 100 rounds of Winchester 380. So this thing needs to fire all 100 rounds without malfunctioning, because if it malfunctions again after all that work I've done to it, this thing's getting sold. It's getting traded in for a PPS, single stack 9, because this is getting old. So that's what we're going to do with the range. And then, of course, the other big box 9mm. We bought 500 rounds. I don't think we're going to use 500 rounds, but we'll go ahead and, after we've determined which round she wants to carry as a self-defense round, we'll go ahead and get her trained proper on how to fire, target practicing with her own gun. So, all right, pick this up at the range. And one more thing is I may or may not take the little Phoenix arms again, so I got a bunch of 22s out because that thing was kind of fun to shoot. So we may get some more Phoenix arms 22 action in. But if not a big deal. For sure, we're shooting these 4. This one and these 2 more so than these 2, but maybe a little bit of PPQ action. All right, catch you all at the range. P99. I think that's probably right now. 4 regular, 39, and then our 4 plus speed. I'll do mine. The Hornady non-plus P. The muzzle flash is greater. It doesn't really feel like it kicks anymore.
It's really loud.
Is it louder?
I don't.
Oh, fuck this shit up.
And you shot at mine, Jack.
You said you wanted to do left.
The right.
Whatever, left, right, same thing. Aim for the gun on one on the left.
We already.
Alright, 4 rounds of regular target ammo. And yes, it's louder because we're against the wall. The sound's bouncing off that concrete wall.
Oh, you couldn't just say that the first time?
I can't hear it when I'm up there! Fuck! Missed every time. Alright, now 4 rounds of hold. Non plus P.
Awkward.
I can't tell. You need to aim for the red. If you aim small, you will miss small. Aim for the red. Aim small, miss small. Aim for the whole thing. Aim for just the red. Congratulations. Now we got PPQ. For Hornady non plus B. First 4. KD, PPQ, target. Now remember, this trigger is different than the P99. It goes off much sooner. Low and right. Keep shooting low. Now these are the plus P. Damn, you're fucking center punching it. Nice. That's it. You actually did much. You actually, with the plus P round.
It tilted.
You what?
It tilted a little.
So you were intentionally not aiming correct in order to hit the center.
I was seeing what I was doing. When I went up a little like that, it blinded, I guess, better.
Well, you know the sights aren't off because I'm aiming straight.
Maybe my vision's off.
Well, I'm just saying because let me
look,
show the viewers here. Okay, when I'm aiming properly.
Your aiming looks like down.
Which is all 3 of them centered, resting just below the red. Same amount of air between the rear sights and the front sight. Focus only on the front sight. Make sure the red is slightly blurry and the rear sights are slightly blurry, and then you just squeeze the trigger off. And that's what mine looks like.
Yours is slightly tilted down. I went So it'll slide up like this.
But what you're doing is intentionally doing this in order to hit there. That's not what you're supposed to be doing. But, I mean, all 4 of your plus P rounds, they all hit. So, alright, I guess now we'll move to the Taurus. Taurus G2C, this is going to be the first firing of it. 12 rounds, 4 regular, 4 Hornady, non-plus P, and then 4 Remington plus P. So I am going to fire Katie's gun before she does, even. Katie firing her own gun.
Now, can I get a real target?
I was going to do that when we finally shoot target rounds out of it. I just put these little just for the 12 rounds in each gun. The bigger silhouette targets once we shoot the bigger, you know, the actual target rounds. Here, I'll move it a little closer for you. Remember to use the reset. Use the reset. When you hold the trigger and it goes off, just let it go click and then on again. Make sure you do that and it will help your accuracy.
Am I hitting?
No, you missed every shot.
Am I near?
I can't tell. Alright, last round. Make it count. Aim for the center. Squeeze the trigger. Missed. Alright, we'll get big targets now. Alright, we now have an adult-sized target for Katie to attempt to hit. We now load it with the Winchester white box.
Didn't go so well.
Yeah, I can see that. Alright, well, I'll try. The regular Winchester white box, going to do 24 rounds, and I'll be able to tell whether or not this gun is, in fact, factory or anything. This will be the real deal, because I'm a better shot than Katie.
Obviously, dum-dum.
by a wide margin. Alright, so let's test it.
Much better than the Ruger.
Well, it's a fairly accurate. I was aiming. See, what I'm trying to tell you is you. All right, get her done. Jerked. I see what you're doing. You're anticipating recoil. That's why you're not hitting your target. You're not. It's not that you're jerking. You still might be, but I can see you keep dipping down before you. So don't do that. Just squeeze the trigger off slowly. Stop dipping down and anticipating the recoil. So fire it. Squeeze. It's more obvious from this side when I see you do that. A bunch of them are hitting the 8 and 9 mark. I'm not sure as of the last. It's hard for me to look at all of that. Yeah, you're hitting to the right slightly. You're at the 8 and 7 all to the right. A bunch of those 8s and 7s and 9s and whatnot that are on the right, just above the target, is where you're hitting.
Where that clustery kind is?
Yes, up above the X to the right.
Oh, it's just the heart.
Yeah, you should be aiming for the X though. You gotta hit what
I am aiming for that.
Well, I know, but you gotta hit what you're aiming at. Alright, you got another mag, right? Fire the next mag.
Any suggestions?
Just do what you're doing. Just when you squeeze the trigger off and it goes boom, just slowly go forward until you feel the reset. And right then it's a hair trigger. It's got a really good reset on it. And then once it resets, just back on it and don't jerk. Don't anticipate the recoil. Just let it happen. Just pull the trigger, and whatever happens after that, just let it happen. When you anticipate the recoil, that's when you miss. guessing you were trying to hit ahead? Well, why you got so many shots way out there in the middle of nowhere? See all those? What were you aiming at?
Still always trying to aim there.
Well, then you have a real big problem, because it would be one thing if your grouping was all off. Then that means your sights are off. Or you keep jerking the same direction. But the problem with you is everything is all over the place, so I can't tell you what your problem is.
Well, I was trying the things you were saying, to lean forward, to breathe.
Well, you need more practice. You need to practice dry firing more, because I think you're anticipating the recoil, and then I think you're trying to compensate for it. So I think you know that you're going to dip down and right, so you're aiming up and left. I think you're aiming high.
I'm not aiming high.
Well, then I can't help you. I don't know what you're doing wrong, but that's the result of whatever's going on. You need more training, I guess is the bottom line.